All right, Uncle Joe with Uncle Joe Hikes. We're here at the turnoff to Brasstown Bald, and what we're going to do today is head up Jack's Knob. Now, I've done Jack's Knob on the other side, all the way to the AT, and today we're going to do it up to Brasstown Bald. So that's where we're going. It's going to be a long climb, but it is what it is. About 1,500 feet or so of climbing. So yeah. Here we go. Oh yeah. Close to packer mules, no pack mules, no horses, no alpacas. Jack's Knob, here we go. It's been all up, had a few steps built back there that helped a little bit. We got a big old pine tree here though, a couple of them. Another big one right down in there. It's kind of nice. It's making the trail bed really nice with these straw pine needles rather on the ground. Yeah, nice to see a pine tree. Up, up, up. That's all we can do. Got some more big pines here. It's good to see. That's a big old fella right there. Reminds me a little bit of pines back home where I grew up, and they'd be this big around and they would just go way up forever. Central Florida. Had some big ones on my grandpa's property that sadly lightning came along and decided they'd been standing too long. Yeah, we're still making our way up. Lots of big trees up here. Giving away to, I believe these are hemlocks. This is a big hemlock right here. Camera's not going to do it a lot of justice, but trust me, well over 2 foot in diameter and probably, I don't know what that would be, 5-6 feet around. He's big though. Got a little flat spot back there for a few minutes, but it's going back up. It looks like it's, at least here early on, we're getting some climbing and then some plateauing and then a little climbing again. So maybe we'll get some more and more breaks like this from the climbing on the way up. All right, we're getting a little bit higher, getting into some rock. This tree, look how this tree has grown here. You got root systems starting back here, hugging this rock and just doing whatever it takes to live. It's just beautiful in a way, you know, and that root goes on down that way. It's just really impressive. And you still have roots coming up and around this rock slab here. It's awesome to see. We're zigzagging our way up. Switchbacks are making it a little bit more manageable. We make our way through these laurels. No rhododendrons yet, but I'm sure they're coming. So I recall there's a lot of rhododendrons on the road that takes you up to the visitor center, which is where we'll be headed. Well, we got a rhododendron there. We got one right here. We just came around that switchback. So, yeah. See subtle changes. All right, we're climbing. Passed a guy heading down. He said I'm the first person he's seen, so whoever was in that second car may have went across the street and hiked the other side of Jack's Knob, which I've done before. It heads to the AT at the Chattahoochee Gap, where the spring to the Chattahoochee, start of the Chattahoochee River is. So yeah, Hadn't never done this side, figured I'd do this side. I have a feeling that we're starting the spine I could see on the GPS track. It's just going to start doing this. We've had to find out. Know that much. And some of that purple ground cover. It's usually green. I think when the cold really gets to it, it starts turning purple. So, probably a sign it got pretty cold up here in recent days. And definitely at this elevation, because we started about 2,900 feet, 2,974. And we're going up to about 45. And I think we're actually going to dip down to the parking lot. But if we go on up to the summit, then of course we'll be even higher than that. Well, hey, this last third of this trail is taking about as long as the first two-thirds. We're about midway up this stretch of zigzag. It's a stretch that kind of just has a bunch. Though surprisingly it swoops out a little bit further than you'd think. They look tighter on the GPS track than they are, but they're tight enough. We're about halfway up them, and we'll summit this rise, and then I think we got a little bit of a saddle before we get over to the parking lot. Not a lot of views. You can see the ridge lines around. Laurels are keeping things hemmed in a little bit, but that's fine. I'd rather see the greenery. It's kind of nice. We'll get plenty of views when we get to the top, so we're not gonna get cheated on the views. Right there, got him a friend. I don't think he's gonna make it though. We gotta get underneath him. A couple of more zigzags and we're should plane out maybe. Really getting into some rhododendrons. You can see where they're leaned over. Probably due to snow and ice. Maybe that same storm that took out that that side cut off of Arconquin, which is just the other side of this ridge, and it runs out to the west. This trail gets a lot of use, so it's beaten out pretty good, but this is the only section that had some weeds really. There'd been onesie twosies, but I can see where this might get a little bit growed over in the summer and spring, but by and large the trail's been pretty clear, and the trail bed's cleared through here. So well, if you come up here, this tree kind of marks the high point. I believe we're at about 4,560 feet or so, and this makes the high point for the Jack's Knob. It's going to end down here at the parking lot, and then we'll see about making our way up to Brasstown Bald most likely, but that'll end the Jack's Knob portion. Of course, we'll be coming back this way. I'm coming off that high point. This is really our first rhododendron tunnel. We've been in some laurel tunnels, but up here at the top, we're getting some rhododendrons, which is nice. Well, we got a fire pit here, and it looks like our trail hooks to the left, but to the right, we might just have ourselves an overlook. Let's go take a look. Here we are. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Great view. I've been hearing somebody clearly target practicing, because they've been shooting an awful lot of rounds. If they're hunting, they ain't very good. I'd be like, man, you might as well go on to Publix, because you ain't pulling no meat out of the wood shooting that many times. We're on top of a bit of a kind of a cliff. It just kind of goes down into the rhododendrons there. Man, it's a little bit of a ways. You won't want to fall down there. All right, you might just be able to make out the observatory on top of the Bald there. Brasstown Bald, highest point in Georgia. There it is. And a little bit more splendor. The Algonquin Trail takes off that way. Of course, this looks a lot like the Algonquin because they're in the same kind of neighborhood. But this is just like the pure-on definition of tunnel. Look at this. I mean, it ain't gone straight into the belly. Here we are, parking lot. It used to be paradise till they paved it. Yeah, there's our sign there. It tells us Jack's Knob Trail. The AT's 4.5 miles, and we're about halfway. So when we get back, this trail's about 2.5, give or take. So it's not a long trail, but it is very steep. So it's a good trail, I think, for me today, because I could use the exercise, and it's not as long as I might like, but it simulates distance by being steep and high. It wasn't too bad a climb. But yeah, we're gonna make our way across the parking lot and then make our way up to the observatory. There's our visitor center. We know from doing the Algonquin that just because they open don't mean that the ice cream machine is there. She said, "Oh, we put that up in the wintertime." Oh, we'll sit over here and have a little break before we start up to the top of Brasstown Bald. All right, 6/10 of a mile. That's the turn off to the wagon train trail. Just an old roadbed. It's actually a really interesting hike. I enjoyed that. Old rock wall beside you where it was blasted out. It was just a decent trail. Good fun hike. Still making our way up. Windy, windy, windy. Lots of wind, but great views. Yona. Right there. Alright, make our way around. Windy, windy, windy. Those mountains there, looking off into North Carolina. Out there, going out toward Tennessee and North Carolina, and out toward the Cohuta's out that way somewhere too. There's due north. We're making our way back to Jack's Knob at the end of the parking lot. Get back to Old Silver. Well, there it is behind us. We make our way down. Talked with a fellow coming down. He was asking me about trekking poles. I'm like, oh yeah, they come in handy. He's had some knee surgery, so I was encouraging him to spring for a pair. All right, make our way back down. Actually, I only got about two-ish miles, 2.3 maybe. All right, we're back at our high point. high point of the Jack's Knob. Clearly Brasstown Bald was our high point. But yeah. Whew. Should be all pretty much all downhill from here. There's something squawking out there. I don't know what it is. It'll be real quiet. I don't know. Of course I get the camera out and it's all quiet. Making pretty good time. Making our way down. Man, when you hit this pine straw, it just instantly feels nice. Feet are so comfy, just cushiony on the feet. Love it. Oh, slipped on some leaves there and almost hyperextended my leg. That would not have been funny. I'm still sliding. This is getting kind of steep because we're getting to these steps across this old road bed here, forest road. They got closed off. We're real close to the car. Just gotta make our way across there and down to the parking area. Still gotta be careful. We ain't got there yet. There's all silver waiting on me. Nobody broke into it and took all my disco tapes. All right, Jack's Knob. We'll call that north side. It's the upper side. I've already done the other side. This will be the upper Jack's Knob. The Brasstown Bald summit, and that's done. Good hike. Whoever cut that trail going up and did those switchbacks did an outstanding job. They're laid out well. Their incline is good. It's not too steep. It's rough coming down, you know, with the leaves, you know, sliding and that sort of thing. And you're wore out by the time you get down here. I am anyway. But it's a good hike. I like that. Not a lot of distance. Probably only trail mileage was probably 6 round trip. Step-wise, it's probably well over 7, but still good. I needed the exercise, and the incline provided that. So what it lacks in distance, it makes up for in climbing. But yeah, we're done. I'm gonna find out some vittles.